What up, everybody? It's your boy M to the H, Money Hungry, and you're watching Mile High TV, where we stay a mile high above all. And in this video, we're gonna be talking about NBA 2K19 small forward build breakdown. A good small forward will be an essential part of your team. Just think about small forward players like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Kawhi Leonard, or Carmelo Anthony, or even up to Paul George. Having a good small forward on your team could determine the success of your team. Just like my other videos, we're going to break down about the size of a small forward and which size should be the best size for your small forward. My recommendation would either be 6'9" or all the way at the highest, which would be 6'10", because if anything shorter than that, at 6'8", you can make a shooting guard, and anything smaller than 6'7", you might as well just make a point guard. Like on my other builds, I would definitely go with minimum weight so you can have speed, and then you would get the longest arm length possible, and you would do the maximum width on the shoulder width. The first OP build that I would recommend, it'll probably be the 6'10" point forward. The 6'10" small forward is the tallest build in the game that allow you the speed boost. The 6'10" pure point forward will definitely be OP, because if you ended up having to switch off to a smaller point guard, you would definitely have the height advantage to be able to bully them in the paint, get easy rebounds, and you'll be able to snag like it's nothing. The next build that I would recommend would be a sharpshooting shot creator. A sharpshooting shot creator would definitely be a good build at the small forward. It's kind of similar to like a Kevin Durant build, where you're good at excelling at making mid-range, and on top of that, you'll be able to make your threes at a consistent basis. Another good build to have would be a pure sharpshooter. And a pure sharpshooter at 6'10" would definitely be OP, because you're probably going to be the tallest pure sharpshooter that you can be. Being a pure sharp at 6'10" definitely have its advantages. You would definitely be able to stretch the floor out to where if your ball handler is getting a double team and you're standing at the corner and they draw the defender towards them, you'll be able to get an easy free bucket at the three. Another build I would recommend is an athletic sharpshooter, which you will have three-pointer as a primary and then an athletic finisher as a secondary, which is a slasher. Being able to stretch the floor and able to attack the rim is definitely somebody that you would like to have to be on your team. Alright, the next build I would recommend will be a slashing shot creator, where you have shot creator primary and slashing as a secondary. With a slashing shot creator, you will be able to dunk and have contact dunks like any regular slashers would, and on top of that, you will be efficient at hitting middies with difficult shots like pull-up jumpers and such. Or if you would like a more athletic build similar to a slashing shot creator, you will be able to switch them and make a slasher first and then shot creating second, where you have a shot creating slasher, and that build is very dope as well, especially if you got them at 6'10". Even though most of the players that I like would stretch the floor, but having a slasher or some sort at small forward is definitely pretty cool, because those are the guys that you can just dump it underneath the rim and they'll be able to get you an easy bucket. Even if you was to make a pure slasher, which this year I actually had a pure slasher, and that's a very, very OP build, because you'll be able to get posterizer on Hall of Fame, relentless finisher on Hall of Fame, and a lot of those stuff is what you need as a pure slasher to go into the rim and dunk on somebody. Even if you make your player at 6'10", sometimes they tend to even switch you off to a power forward, and sometimes they even put you at center. So like at 6'10", you actually have a really good height to go up against taller opponents. Another build that I'd definitely like to have would be a sharpshooting defender. A sharpshooting defender is definitely a plus to be on your team, especially if the other team has a lot of offensive players and they have one player that's getting hot and they always scoring all the buckets. that's definitely when you can switch off to have your primary defender and secondary shooter to be on them. And even as a defender and you got sharpshooting on your build, it's definitely a plus because you'll be able to stretch the floor as well as any other guy that can shoot. Another build that I would like to have that I think is pretty OP will be a shot creating sharpshooter, where I have sharpshooter as a primary and a shot creator as a secondary. I think that build will be very dope because not just as a pure sharp where you're just standing there and you're not doing anything like a cone, you can actually go create your own shot as a sharpshooter, which is definitely OP as fuck. Another build that I would like to think will be very OP will be the two-way slasher, where you have driving and finishing as a primary, and then you will have defense as a secondary. Like I said, defense is going to be a major part of this game, so why not have somebody that can dunk the ball and could be able to defend on the other end? Another build besides two-way slasher will probably be a two-way sharp. We will have primary 3-point shooting and the secondary defense. Like I said, defense will be a major part of this game, and having to able to shoot and defend will definitely be one of the best two-way players. Another two-way player I would recommend will probably be the two-way shot creator, because shot creators are pretty OP build to begin with, and if you add a little bit more defense into them, they'll definitely be an unstoppable build next year. Shit, overall, those are all the builds that I would like to have for NBA 2K19 when it drops. Like I said, I would choose the ones that I have talked about earlier into the video. Those would be my best bet. And if you want to change it up and want to do something different, hey, be yourself, man. You gotta do what you gotta do next year. Don't listen to all these YouTubers or anybody else about how you play your game. So if you want, you know, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think is a dope build, and we'll talk about it. The prelude is roughly like 10 more days away, and we'll be able to try it out to see how it goes. And if you're one of those person that have been watching my videos, hey, make you one of these builds that I've been talking about, man. I bet you you're gonna be playing a lot better than you was last year. And on top of that, you gotta think about who you're gonna be running with this year. If you're gonna be running with a shooter, or you're gonna be running with a slasher, or you're gonna be running with a playmaker, you gotta get your team figured out. Because if you're a small forward and you're a point forward, you definitely want to have shooters as a point guard, and you definitely want to have a big that could shoot, because you want to be primary handling the ball, and you definitely want to be the one that's going to have shooters around you. And if you're a slasher at a small forward, you definitely want to have another playmaker to be on your team, and you definitely want to have shooters on your team to where you guys will be as efficient as ever as a team. Hey, shit, if y'all make it into this far, like, comment, and subscribe to my videos, man. And on the next video, I'm going to be talking about power forwards coming up. Check out my previous videos on point guards and shooting guards if you haven't yet. Y'all been tuning in to MHTV by Money Hungry. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out. Holla.